Hey, Nerdles. Wait. You don't know that I call you that yet because I haven't mentioned it on YouTube. But we have talked about it in our Discord, and if you want to join that community, there's an invite link in the description down below. Yeah, Nerdles. It's a great name for our followers. It's like, you know, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but Nerdles. Because, you know, beach theme, sea creatures, it just works. In this video, I'm going to talk about all of the content that Nurture Nurture is doing about the single Heart and Panic, and at the end of the video, I'll tell you what the official release date is. Let's start by talking about what we're doing in those first couple of weeks leading up. We could tell that with the Lonely Habits single release, you were super into the story behind the song, and that's why with Heart and Panic, we're really going to double down on the narrative so you can really understand what it's all about and understand the issues that it's about in the context of the world in general. If you've seen me perform Heart and Panic live, then you know the song is my musical representation of a panic attack. But don't worry, it's not as scary and not nearly as dangerous as an actual panic attack. It is a really great song though. Like, I think it's actually our best song yet. So to help you better understand Heart and Panic's narrative and just panic attacks in general, we're going to be releasing 2 videos about that story. On September 22nd, we're going to be having a local mental health professional join us on our channel to tell you all about the dangers of panic attacks, the ways that you can mitigate them or stop them from happening, and tell you what kinds of therapy are helpful for panic attacks. They're also going to talk about their experience with panic attacks out in their work so that we can kind of understand where the problem is in society with that illness in general today. We definitely want to make sure that we're as well informed as possible before we go jumping into making videos about something as dangerous and as serious as panic attacks. I would hate for any of you, as our listeners, as our Nerdle squad, I would hate any of you to go away with the wrong kind of information. After that, on September 29th, I'm going to be talking about my panic attack story, the story that inspired Heart and Panic. It was a single event and it was really impactful on me. I learned a lot about myself, about my life, my partner, pretty much everything was wrapped up into that one small experience. And I touch on a lot of it while I'm playing that song. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of tell you what's behind all those lyrics, especially if you've heard the song already. Like I said, I've been playing it during our live streams. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, I do the live streams right here once a week on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Atlantic time. So you can subscribe down below if you want to be notified the next time our live stream goes live, and you'll be able to hear Heart and Panic in kind of its like demo acoustic solo form. Okay, so it also seems like you enjoyed the chiptune, instrumental, and acoustic versions of Lonely Habits. That's why for Heart and Panic, we're going to run it back. We're going to be doing all of those versions for this song too. Shooting myself playing Lonely Habits in really interesting locations or in a really interesting setting here at home was one of the most enjoyable parts of the Lonely Habits single release process for me. So I'm really excited to try to one-up myself and make the settings for Heart and Panic even better this time. Also, in October, we're going to be releasing not one, but 2 playthroughs of Heart and Panic. That's right, you're not just gonna get me looking pretty in some cool place playing Heart and Panic, you're also going to see Scott, also looking pretty, playing the drums to Heart and Panic. So he'll have his own entire separate playthrough video so that if you're a drummer and you enjoy Nurture Nurture's music and you want to know exactly what drums Scott is hitting when on the recording, you're going to be able to see that in his playthrough video. That probably sounds like a lot of content already, right? Well, we're just getting warmed up. To go along with all of that YouTube content, we're going to be doing a bunch of extra live streams. This isn't going to be your basic throw it on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook type of live streams though. We're actually doing a full-fledged and planned Discord tour. What this means is that we're going to be visiting Discord servers owned by friends of our band, Nurture Nurture. They're going to let us go into their voice chat and stream me playing Nurture Nurture songs live just like I would in my other live streams. The difference is we'll be hanging out with their unique and exclusive community within their Discord server, which is so cool. And because you guys are coming along with us to see a Nurture Nurture performance, you're going to get your own invite link, and that means you get to join all of those communities and meet a bunch of new people just like we were going to a venue together to see a show. Make sure you keep an eye on our channel because I'm going to be doing a whole YouTube video talking about the Discord tour in detail so that there won't be any illusion or questions or mystery about it. But if you are curious or you have any suggestions on how you would do a Discord tour, make sure you leave a comment down below. A bunch of videos and an entire tour? That's gotta be everything, right? No. We're releasing not one, but 2 exclusive pieces of merchandise for Heart and Panic alone. And those are live on our merch store right now. That link, like the other links I've been talking about, is also in the description down below. Just like the Lonely Habits merch items, the Lonely Habits tee, and the Lonely Habits beach towel, these items are only going to be available while we're promoting Heart and Panic until sometime in December. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is our brand new t-shirt featuring our buddy Punk, who is an emote in our Discord and is also featured on the Heart and Panic album art. This guy was originally just going to be a little pop of color on the album art, but now that I know I've fallen in love with him, it's kind of representing more of kind of the happy side of our music. Even though the music is broody and about really sad and serious things, it's kind of representative of the community and the brightness that they bring into my life every day. It's just this smiling little urchin. We'll also be releasing our very first beanie. So you Canadians out there who are looking into how cold the winter is going to be and trying to stock up on your fashion right now, this one's for you. But also, if you don't live in a place where it's cold all the time, you could just wear a beanie. I mean, you can style it with pretty much anything. It's just a very versatile hat. Or like impractical socks, I guess. You could get 2 and wear them on your feet, add some elastic bands. Just spitballing here. Anyway, the beanie features art from the Heart and Panic album art as well. The rock that's in that album art has to do with that anchor that you have to reality that really helps you when you're suffering with something like a panic attack or an anxiety disorder. All right, so that's the exclusive merch that we're releasing just for Heart and Panic, but because you all asked for it and because I really wanted you to have it, I also designed a coral reef globe hoodie. It's just like the t-shirts, but in hoodie format, and this one isn't going to be exclusive to the release. You can get this hoodie at any time, but I know that some of you guys really wanted a hoodie with this design on it, so I did it up for a hoodie. I think it looks great, and I can't wait to get one myself either. Don't forget, all that stuff is available in our merch store right now, and I've got links down to each individual product in the description down below. Okay, finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's time for us to have a look at the album art and official release date for Heart and Panic. This album art has some features that carried over from the Lonely Habits release, and if you haven't seen or heard that song yet, make sure you check where we've got the single labeled in the description down below. It's a super cool song, and the artwork makes sense if you see it next to this Heart and Panic one. The sun up in the top left-hand corner, that's something we carried over from Lonely Habits, but you can see that things change drastically once we get to the middle of the picture. It's a couple of seahorses. One is very vibrant, and one is kind of distressed and made out of this monotone loose leaf, and it's kind of shaking, panicking, obviously. That's meant to be a representation of how I felt and how I needed like an anchor to my actual life. There was my vibrant partner in that moment who was strong and represented kind of like a colorful life and a positive thing for me. And being able to look outside of all the things that were making me anxious and stressed and panic and to see something positive, it really helped, and I think it would help anyone in that situation. So it's kind of trying to draw attention to that dichotomy. If we go a little further down, you see the rock, which also represents that kind of stability as the water and the waves of your life and stress and anxiety and panic buff it up against it. It stays stable, but if you maintain that stressed, anxious lifestyle, you don't treat it, you don't address it, then your kind of monotone, sketchy, loose leaf self kind of starts to leak into that stability. Even something that seems like it's perpetual, like a rock, can start to wear away under that kind of stress. And then finally, of course, like I mentioned earlier, we've got our boy Punk, you know? He's a bright, fun guy, and it's just a reminder that everything outside of even that little ecosystem, that thing that is helping you survive and get on with your life, there are happy, good things out there that you can look forward to and find, including happy little sea urchins that represent your community. All right, it's time. The official release date for Heart and Panic is October 9th, 2020. I hope you're all as excited for the song as I am. We're going to be spending a lot of time together between now and when that song comes out. It means a lot to me that you're here watching this video just to hear about what we're going to do in that time. We're not even doing that stuff together yet. You're stoked enough to just be here and talk to me about it. So if you're excited about those things, make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know which things you're excited about. If you have any input or things that you think we should have done differently from the Lonely Habits release, let me know. I'm still making a lot of this content, and I want to make sure this stuff is as good and enjoyable for you as possible. You, the listeners, are the most important thing to us. And thanks for checking out all that juicy stuff I put down in the description for you, and for subscribing to the channel, for liking this video, for sharing our music with your friends, for just being good people to one another. I really appreciate that, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon.